Hi, this is Paul with your friendly review for Netgear's Orbi Wi-Fi system. This is the RBK50, which includes a router and one satellite. You can pick it up for a little under $400. The product comes in nice, simple, hassle-free packaging. Inside you'll find the router with the blue top and a satellite with the white top. They are both the same size at approximately 9 inches tall, 6 5/8 inches wide, and 2.5 inches deep. They have the latest and greatest Wi-Fi technologies that's in all the latest Wi-Fi routers, covering A, B, G, N, and AC. What makes the Orbi unique is their tri-band Wi-Fi. Similar to other routers, it supports 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, but the Orbi has a dedicated channel to communicate between the satellite and the router. This frees up the Wi-Fi to communicate to your devices, opposed to splitting the bandwidth between your devices and communication between the router and satellite. Included is a 2-meter flat Ethernet cable and 2 power supplies with cables that are 1.75 meters long. The power supplies are approximately 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/8 inches by 1 1/8 inches. You need to keep that in mind if you are plugging these behind certain pieces of furniture. Last, there's a quick start guide. The fit and finish is very nice. They are hard to see, but there are little speckles in the plastic. I originally tried to wipe these off because I thought they were dust, but they do look fine. The size is larger than the competitive mesh Wi-Fi systems that are on the market. You will benefit a little extra in range due to their size. Here it is compared to the Essential Oils diffuser. The I/O on both these units are identical, with the exception that one port on the router is used to connect to the internet. This will cover most people's needs. If not, I would suggest getting a compact switch such as the Netgear GS305 5-port switch that runs for under $20. Setting up the system did not go as smoothly as I had hoped. There's an easy-to-follow setup wizard that you can access through a web page. It took 2 times to get the system connected to the internet. After following the instructions, I had to manually sync the router and the satellite. I also had to manually update the firmware for the satellite by downloading it from Netgear's website. After a little over half an hour, it was all set up and ready to go. I did like the advanced settings that were available on the web page. After getting the system set up, I was ready to test the performance. I compared it to the Linksys E2000, which is a decent router that was installed 6 years ago. This is the main floor of a 2-story house that also has a basement. The internet comes in the house at the top left. It would be preferred to locate a router in the central location, but all floors are finished. The router by default is located where the internet connection comes in. The main floor is approximately 1,300 square feet, and the whole house is approximately 3,500 square feet if you include the basement. The circles shown have 10 feet radius increments, so the furthest point away from the router is just under 60 feet on the main floor. I have marked in yellow some key locations throughout the house for performance testing. There are 3 on the main floor, 2 on the second story, and 2 in the basement. The performance shown here for the Linksys E2000 is the internet speed at various locations in the house. This is using a Comcast 30 megabits per second package. The test done doesn't show the maximum potential, but does cover the scenario that many people will have in their homes. The 30 megabit per second service is sufficient for streaming services such as Netflix and Amazon Prime, as well as video games. The performance is decent near the router, but is unusable in the opposite corner of the house. Using the Orbi router by itself without the satellite provides improved performance across the entire house. This alone may be sufficient for most households. The satellite was placed in the center of the main part of the house. At 40 feet away from the router, the direct link between the router and the satellite was easily established. Every part of the main floor is now within 20 to 30 feet from either the router or the satellite. Now for the updated performance that comes from using the satellite. Every location in the house now receives the full 30 megabits per second internet speed. This system far surpasses the need of this house, but provides excellent performance. If you are looking to upgrade your Wi-Fi, I would suggest going through the following steps. Number 1, can you place a single nice Wi-Fi router in a central location and get the coverage you need? If so, there are many good choices out there. One, for example, is the TP-Link Archer C7, which you can find for under $100. If not, move to number 2. Number 2, does your house have wired Ethernet? If so, you may want to consider the Eero or Google Wi-Fi. What makes the Orbi special is the third Wi-Fi band to act like a wired connection. So number 3 is if neither of those work for you, I would consider purchasing the Orbi. You will want to make sure that you can place the satellite to where they can communicate with the router over that third Wi-Fi band. The Wi-Fi mesh system market is very dynamic right now. When looking at reviews, you will want to pay close attention to when they were submitted. Many features have been added to the products through the firmware updates as the products have matured. You may also look for more sales as the market gets more competitive. This has been Paul for your friendly review of Netgear's Orbi Wi-Fi system. Thank you for watching.